Hey guys, the topic for this week is embarrassing stories. So I really could not think of a lot of embarrassing stories. I am one of those people that just doesn't get embarrassed by things I probably should get embarrassed by. I think they're anything that really happens to me that's embarrassing I think is really funny. So yeah. Well, the one embarrassing story I could really think of, one time I was really embarrassed, was in second grade.
Why I should stay.
So in second grade, it was cool to go in your locker, close the door, and go back out for some reason. I had never done it, but all my friends would be like, "Oh my god, do it," or whatever. So I finally gave in and just did it one day. And of course, the one day that I do it, the one time I try it, I can't get out. My locker was jammed. As soon as I closed the door, it jammed. My locker had never jammed in the past. It only jammed while I was in there that one time that I was in my locker. Story of my life. So, my teacher was panicking. She was pissed off at one of my friends who pretty much convinced me to go in the locker. And she had to call the janitor because obviously nobody can get me out. It was that stuck. So the janitor comes and the entire second floor of the elementary school gathered around my locker and watched the janitor open my locker. And he had to take the door off. That's how jammed it was. He couldn't even open it just by popping the thing. He had to pop the hinges and take the door off so I could get out of there. And this the most embarrassing thing was that I think teachers were oh my god, this has never happened before. How the hell did this kid get stuck in her locker? It's not like somebody put me in there. I put myself in there and I got stuck in there. How the hell did that happen? No, I think it's funny. I think it's hilarious that what happened to me, and it's pretty cool I got stuck in a locker, I'm not gonna lie. Not many people can say that happened to them. So yeah.
You don't know what I'm all about.
Okay, so more recently, I don't know, I find dating kind of embarrassing because okay, so I had two really bad instances this past year. One with a guy, one with a girl. The one with a guy, it was so embarrassing because it was my second week of college, so I wasn't out to anybody yet, and I was, I wanted to make new friends and stuff, and I was becoming friends with this guy, and he's like, "Oh, I really want to go to the Sabres game, and nobody wants to go with me," or whatever, and I was like, "Well, I'll go with you." I was thinking that I would just go as his friend. Being an idiot that I am, I thought we were just going to go as friends. The day came, we went to the game, and we went to a Sabres game, and I think we were walking to the subway from school, and while we were leaving, my friends saw me, it's me and him passing by, and he's like, "Oh, you guys have fun on your date, you guys are so cute together, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Wait, date?" And I was like, "Oh shit, what the hell do they mean, a date?" I'm like, "No, this is supposed to be us, we were supposed to be friends, going as friends." So now I'm walking to the subway and panic, I was just "No, this can't happen to me again. I've already gone through this once before. I just can't do this again." And oh my god, it was the worst night of my life. I was so embarrassed. This happened to me twice. And my friends I was "No, you guys don't understand. I don't even like him." I didn't tell them I was gay, but I was "I don't like him. This is so horrible." And oh my god, it was so horrible. And I had to sit there for 2 hours in the game. It went to overtime, and he was trying to hold my hand the entire time, and putting his arm around me, and he was asking me if he could update his status to being in a relationship, and I'm "No." Oh my god. And he's "Oh, if the kiss cam comes on us, can we kiss?" And I'm "No, it's not gonna be happening." So that was extremely embarrassing. I was just holy shit. Because then I had to deal with it afterwards. I was I hate confrontation, so I didn't say anything to him the entire night. I just kind of went along with it. And then I was when I got back to my dorm room, I was he texted me "Oh, hope you had fun, let's do it again." So I'm yeah, if we're gonna do it again, we're gonna do it as friends, because I can't handle that. I didn't say it that time, but I said it in a nicer way. But it was so embarrassing. I was because because like I was telling people that they actually knew that I was gay. They're like, what? You want to date with a guy? Like I was like, oh Jesus. I'm like, they're like, how did that happen? I'm like, I don't know. So that was like kind of embarrassing. Yeah, so that's kind of happened to me a couple times actually. Sometimes with a guy, sometimes with a girl, and I had to like deal with confrontation. I wasn't gonna keep putting myself in these embarrassing situations. And on my gays. Shanice, I thought your video was like hilarious, especially because it like revolved around like alcohol and sex and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. Okay, so Moses, I loved your Lady Gaga impression from last week. This week your video was like hilarious. I was like, I laughed so hard when you just like when you're telling the story of when you fell in the toilet. Oh my god, that's hilarious. And to answer your question from last week, because I didn't in my video for last week. Yeah, for last week's question, you said what can we not leave the house without? I can't leave the house with my cell phone. I need my cell phone pretty much wherever I go. And this week's question is like so awkward. I'm like, I don't know. I don't have a favorite porn star. I'm sorry. I don't like porn. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I watch the L word. I feel like that's enough porn. Like that's pretty much like watching porn. For the most part. So if I had to pick a porn star, I would pick probably Jen Jamieson. Jameson, whatever you say her name. I don't know. I don't watch her stuff, but I think she's pretty hot. Before she had like 100 surgeries on her face, pretty much. Now she's kind of scary looking. But yeah, that's the best I can do, I think. Sorry. Oh, I thought it was like hilarious how you were like reading off the stuff from a website, like all the stereotypes and stuff, because like I did the exact same thing. I just totally just looked everything up on Google and Wikipedia and just pretty much read it off there. And Megan, I thought your whiteboard was like genius, and I agree with Moses. You definitely put like 120% to that video. But yeah, I'll see you guys next week, and I hope you guys have a good rest of the week. Okay, bye.